interruptions, you know what I'm saying? But that's something out of our control. You feel me? Check it out. We
Yeah.
back with part the continuation. This ain't even part two. This is continuation of part one. You hear me? Yeah, bro. Thanks for your patience too, Meana, dog.
Oh, it's
Look,
all love, bro. Because I think we should. This a conversation I've been wanting to have amongst with me and you or all us. You know, Tech Kango. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Oh, the U and PNC, and
facts.
you know, just hear everybody perspective. Which we're gonna have to do a forum like this for us when Tech come home, that we can sit down and people can ask questions and we can kind
Yeah,
of dig in and they can
right,
get to know what
right.
they want to know, because we don't exactly know what everybody want to know about us. We only know what we
Facts.
want to know about
Like this
whatever.
one question that I want to know from y'all, and I need to know the truth, my nigga. What time it was when y'all hit six and B and took them album covers, bro?
Well, we went around there, bro. Listen, now, let me give you a little look. This, I got a book coming out, right?
Right,
So
right.
in the book, I'm giving a lot of details. So I'm gonna skip over some things just to get
Okay,
to it. But
okay, yeah,
it
that's
had to
understandable.
it
That's
had to
understandable.
be a little bit within 11:30ish, like that little time. It was morning time, but it had to be that time. And the reason why I'm saying that, listen to me. The reason why I'm saying that is because prior to coming there, we was taking album covers, like we was taking other shots with guns and shit at Chuck House, and he was living in Avondale. So we over there taking pictures, 9:30, 10 o'clock. Like we trying to get an album cover. And I'm like, none of that shit don't really fit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that
Mhm.
ain't the image that a nigga really want for themselves. So since we had already knew we had the diss song or whatever, we was like, man, we just go piss on the set. It started off as a joke, and then but me and Chuck used to go at it so much that it became more like, you ain't like that, you ain't built like that, you ain't
Yeah.
man, fuck you.
So
Forty,
you was
let's
testing
go.
your nuts to see if y'all really go do it.
Yeah. Kind of like, I'm a young boy, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So young and reckless, and just trying shit. Like I said, I went around there nervously. Like it wasn't like I went around there like fuck them niggas, I don't care. I was taking a chance,
Yeah.
but I was willing to take the chance because I knew how important that'd be for the impact of what we was trying to do. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all was
Right.
already a name. We
Right.
wasn't a name. So if we
It was
trying
a
to get
brilliant
known, we got to
idea,
go
dog.
all. Huh?
That shit was a brilliant idea, and it fucked us up. Excuse
Yeah,
my
it was
French.
in like them bitch ass, them niggas. I know it was like, yeah. So
Damn,
we don't ever know how y'all felt
that was
about that.
one, dog. If there was an album cover that state the fact of what y'all trying to do, ain't nothing gonna compare to that one, dog. That was the cover, dog. The piss on a
Right,
nigga flop. But then you
right,
sitting in
right.
up, man. That was so disrespectful, dog. For
I
real.
mean, we had to, like, at the time, like I said, y'all was already on and popping. Y'all had made a name for yourself. People, y'all had a fan base. So it was
Yeah.
like when these guys coming in, we got to be impact. We can't just talk about them or do whatever we're trying to do. We got to kind of like make a statement and make people really talk. Like, you know what I'm
Dog, done,
saying? And
done
I
that,
just felt
dog.
like that was the perfect one. But like I said, it came off for Chuck. You ain't built like that. Da, 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 da. Like it was like almost like
Mhm.
an egg on thing. Cause it was an
Right.
idea at first, but then it became like a reality. And then Sporty, he was so like, let's go do it. I'll bring y'all, you know what I'm saying?
I
So
tell
we
you
went.
what, dog, I'm cool with it all, bro. But I sure wonder who that was offering y'all a spray paint bottle to do it. I'm
I,
like,
I
what
don't know. It was two
this
guys.
some
Matter
hating
of
ass
fact,
nigga, dog?
it was two guys around there, bro. And it's on everything we love. But it was just like, people dick ride could have been dudes that hated
Right,
us. No,
right,
they could
right,
be from the
right.
block, but they could be like, man, the fuck them nigga, like, cause y'all ain't putting them on like they want or doing something for
Right.
them.
It could have been
It's
anything,
amongst us
dog.
on all levels. It could have happened in our block. The nigga would have been like, oh, that's partners of crime. We don't fuck with them like that. Come on. Well, that
Right.
dude, like I said, when they called out, say, bro, y'all the dudes, nigga was looking like Sporty, clutching and everything. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because we don't know what's about to go down.
Yeah.
Like, I ain't gonna say little boys, but they was like teenage dudes. Like we was teenage
Okay.
dudes, but they looked younger than us. Y'all want some
Got
spray
it.
paint, bro? No, nigga, we just want to take this picture and get the fuck. You know what I'm saying?
Man, that's crazy,
Like, you know what I'm saying? That's
dog.
just real talk. Like, so once we
Yeah.
got the picture, we were like, good. Boy, they took a little couple snaps of that bit. That's good. Let's get out of here. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't
Right.
on no super, we didn't get, disrespect, like we didn't have no worry or
Yeah.
care. Nah, realistically, nigga was kind of concerned, but we just had enough heart to go through with it. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? That
For
was
sure.
mainly it.
Hey,
Now,
another question I gotta ask you that we used to like really look for, like looking for bullshit as youngsters. You know how it was, dog. We felt like y'all probably used to be around there looking for us sometimes. We be looking for y'all. But where is Earhart and Claiborne, dog?
See,
I never understand
that's
where
where
they
y'all got
at.
it mixed up. We better not catch it between Elhart and Claiborne, meaning the 17th Gertown.
Oh, yeah,
We better not
between
catch
that.
y'all between that Gertown area.
Okay.
See, when y'all was saying that, I was like, them motherfuckers don't know what they talking about.
Yeah,
They
I always
making
thought
up
he
shit.
said Earhart
Then
and
other niggas,
Claiborne.
then y'all made other niggas believe that. Well, yeah, what set is that? We didn't never say that. They run like this. So we just saying don't catch it between Gertown. That's the
Yeah,
Elhart and Claiborne.
okay, okay,
Yeah, so
okay.
yeah, bro. So see, I'm cock for you, bro.
Yeah, dog. Yeah, bro.
Listen,
For real,
now
dog.
listen. I got questions for you, bro. That I
All
want
right.
to ask, that I be wanting to know. Now, I noticed when y'all do when you because you the only one that's out here. Rest in peace to Yella and Free Tech Nine, right? But with
Right.
you being the only one out right now, I noticed that when you do interviews, if the person that's interviewing you don't know uh partners in crime, you just eliminate that as if it never happened. You jump straight to Mystikal and all the bit. I saw you do it with Vlad and some other people that like a couple of them because I watch your story and I'm looking like, well, damn, why you don't never speak?
It ain't nothing that I just leave out on purpose. When I do it, I totally honest, though. When I do it, I don't think about it. But fact facts be told, you can't tell a UNLV story without mentioning y'all. You can't tell a PNC without mentioning us. So
Right,
I gotta keep that in mind and just start filling it in every rip. It ain't nothing
right.
I'm trying to hold my nuts on y'all, nothing like that. Never that.
Yeah, I was
But
always
they be
concerned
so
about that because
on
I'm
that.
like, man, y'all talk a lot. You know, we chop it up. We got a lot of great ideas, a lot of other things we got in the
Yeah.
future. And I'm looking like, I wonder why when he get on these platforms, because I saw it happen not only with you, I saw it like, and I know you heard me speak about this on Nola Zine. I said the same thing happened with Weeb. Dudes look like Snoop was pressuring him to ask him. So who put you on or what happened before you got with Cain and Abel?
No, I can't. I ain't
You
got no
see, I got it
excuse,
out the
but all I can
mud. I was
say,
like, not that you do it like that. Just
yeah,
saying that it looks like I'm on the other side. I'm on the other side of that. So when we've been on the other side of that, I'm looking like I notice y'all don't speak on it unless he
mhm.
directly asked about it. I know Weeby don't do it. So it makes me feel some kind of way to a level like, why I would never do them that. Like if
Right,
somebody
right.
they want to have to bring your name up, man. The biggest because I always think that our beef was big because we did this before Pac and Biggie, and this was in the city,
In the
meaning like
same era too, dog. Like
uptown.
right
Like
after that,
I
Pac
got
and Biggie
family.
done it.
I got
Yeah, bro.
family in
But
y'all neighborhood. Y'all got family in our
I've
neighborhood.
done it. I've done it a few times without being mentioned. Just bring it up, but like you saying, I need to do it every time, dog. Cause ain't no UNLV story without a PNC, man. For real.
Right,
And
right. So that,
that was bigger than Mystical beef. If you ask me, I mean, Dragon Song probably was bigger, but
right.
the beef
But the
was so
beef was
real, and
bigger.
there's
Yeah.
a story behind that beef, man. It'll never happen again, homie. Believe that, dog.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
I've done it
It
before.
was
You
a
know what I'm
deep
saying?
thing. It was real, bro. Uh, sometimes people ask me if I go back with it. I'm like, nah, I like how it went. Nobody got killed behind it, bro.
I wouldn't say
And it was a
anything
real
about it,
problem.
dog.
It was a real beef. It was real issues. The only altercation we ever had was me and Yellow Little Squab. And like I said, I explained that. That was a little wrestling match, a little wop, like quick, wasn't nothing
Yeah.
major.
There had too
And
many
but
people
that's
in
the
there
only
for it to be a
physical,
major scrap anyway, dog. You know what I'm saying?
huh?
I said they had too many people in there for it to be a major scrap anyway, man.
Right. Just a little small, bap, get
Yeah.
it over with. But listen, what I be trying to show people, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, nigga had a certain kind of bravery even in that era because who gonna come to the enemy's concert? You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Right.
I
Right.
was a stupid dude, bro. Not
Right.
that I was like this super. I wasn't because I don't go for gangster or rah. But I'm
Dog,
just saying my mentality was like, you know,
just to let
I
you
just
know,
didn't believe I was gonna die, bro. Huh?
just to let you know specifically, we always thought you was just out your top and ain't give a fuck about nothing, period. So we was like, that's the head of the target. We gotta knock his head off and that's it. For real. It wasn't
Right.
never no
I
thing
was
we
like,
thought y'all boy
listen,
was scared of us or nothing like that. We just
no.
thought niggas, you know what I'm saying, niggas, you know what I'm saying, you know how it was, dog.
Right.
For
I
real.
knew I was at that time, but it was just more like I was a fighter by nature, bro. So I was almost looking like shit wasn't really into gunplay. Like people was
Yeah,
getting killed, but it
right.
wasn't that. The most you was getting out of it was a fight.
Was a
And
fight. Right.
I was a dude that just liked fighting, whether I win,
Yeah.
lose, or draw. It
That's
just
how
didn't
we
matter.
were. All three of us was like that, dog.
Yeah, it was
All
just
three of us
about
was
heart.
like
Like I got heart. Like fuck, they're gonna have to just beat
that.
me
Yeah.
up. Like so that
For
was my
real.
mentality. It wasn't that I was no super badass nigga. It was just more like the worst they could do is beat my ass. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
it. That's it, huh, bro?
And
We ain't
that's
even
boy shit.
nothing
That's
scared to
man shit.
lose.
So
For
it
real.
didn't matter. So that's what made me brave enough to say, like, yeah, you did some crazy shit to me one time. I don't know if you remember this. You know, because you was going through a few things. Rest in peace to your mom, bro. Because I remember you had lost your mom
Appreciate
around
it,
this
dog.
time.
Appreciate that.
And
Thank you, bro.
we in scores. And I got like a little chain on. And you in there with a few of your partners. I think C Murder was in there. The C Murder hadn't blew up yet as the C Murder we know at this time. But
Mm-hmm.
I was in there with my one of my best friends, Leonard and C Murder, and we in scores on Legend Fields. And you like come, you like first, you know you got one of the most gangsters boots that's on this side of the, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That nigga got a boot out this world. So you got the little boot in my mind. Look at the little yeah. So you got some of your partners over there, and then you come walk over there by me. You say, bro, let me wear that chain. And I'm looking at you like, I said, if you take
Yeah.
it off my neck, you can have it. And you like gave me the little boot, like looking. And then you said, you ain't gonna let me wear the chain, bro? I'm just looking
Yeah.
like, like this nigga tripping. But I knew at this
That was,
time,
I had to be tripping,
you was
dog. A
like
lot
had
of
a lot
shit
on
I
your mind in the
did.
world, and everybody, the world was out
Yeah.
like y'all had lost his mind, bro. This nigga tripping right
Facts.
now. So I
Yeah.
took it as that. I ain't even take it as I was like,
I'm
maybe
glad you
tripping.
did, dog. Cause me, I wouldn't have done no shit like that. That's disrespecting a man. I would have never. So
Yeah,
I'm glad you did, dog. A lot of incidents where I was going on, nigga, I don't look at it like I was too hard for a nigga to knock me off. It was just God was with me on my side. And the
right,
person that I offended understood that. You know what I'm
right,
saying? So I
right.
apologize for that, my nigga.
And
I
look,
can't
that
say
go
I
to show
did or
you
I didn't because I
that
don't remember a lot of shit I did.
that go to show you the kind of respect people have for us. Like, see, it's so different today, dog. That
Yeah,
niggas
bro.
will take advantage of that situation to get a strike. That's
Right.
not how we was built. It was more like
Thanks.
niggas had like, cause you telling me like we have respect for y'all to this degree, and I'm telling you on the same side, we have respect for y'all to that degree. So when I heard that, I was even with the beef with us. The beef ended when Yella died, bro. I could not
Yeah.
diss a dead man, talk about a dead, because I had respect for y'all. It was almost
I'm
like
bro.
I like the shit they doing. I
I'm
want to bring
bro.
up this little thing too because I don't think people know this, and I want to show you a side. You probably heard this before, but I don't know if people heard it with me talking to you, and I just want to give y'all flowers the whole nine on how this went. So y'all did the Odyssey overnight sale, right? This is when
Right.
y'all had the dragon from the river.
Okay.
Album, like, you know what I'm saying? So we pull up. I think I had a Latourist wagon around that time with some distant Vogues on it. Y'all got out the limo and went in the thing. So it's me, Dejon, and Kango. So we come in that bitch, and you know, the white boy, what his name was,
Oh, Gary.
Gary. Gary said, "What y'all want? Tape or CD?" All this was a small rep. CD. So we get the CD. Y'all in that bitch. You with your famous boot, tech just looking like all mean, and Yella said Dejon because he knew Dejon. Him and Dejon was
Yeah,
kind
them
of
niggas was
cool.
tight, dog. Them niggas
Yeah,
tight.
he fucked with Dejon. So Dejon, he was like, Dejon, go to number 4. Yeah, when you get in the car, like, or whatever. Man, we got in the car. We sat in front of that bitch. We
Yeah.
put the CD on. We go to that bitch. That bitch, doom, doom, take them braids out of his head, Yella. Bro,
Yeah.
I swear to God, we listened to the whole song, sitting right there. Bitch hard as motherfucker. I drove off. I said, Kango, them boys didn't say nothing about us.
I heard you tell that story before.
Lord, I was like, bro. I said, oh no, I'm
Yeah.
just gonna get out this one. But I swear to God, I'm glad the bitches ain't say nothing about us. You know what I'm saying?
Bro.
That's a
Turn
hard
it
one to
up,
come
dog.
back off of, because that's how hard the song was. And it was on that level, bro. So you know what I'm saying? Like if I never
Appreciate
give y'all flowers properly, that was one that I don't know why y'all didn't put out a name and now y'all was tripping on y'all so
it.
on mystical
Mystikal,
ass
dog.
around that time.
It was Mystikal, bro. All focus was on him. We put Boom Get Chopped, which was a diss song towards him, and Drag him on that one album, dog.
Right.
We
Yeah,
was like,
yeah.
he up there now, you did. What he wanted to do, it worked. So let us do it back, see if it worked for us. You know what I'm saying?
So I was a little lost on that particular side of it. Y'all had said that because I'm in the camp with Mystical, and
Right.
we already had our beef going on. So even when Mystikal, by the time Mystikal came over there, we had already had the Maxi single out. We was on that PNC album, that self-titled album with us on a police car. Those type of things was already done. Like at least that album Maxi single was done. So when Mystikal come, we already got our little thing at eyes. So he never mentioned to us. I knew he went to Coin. I knew y'all went to Coin, but I didn't know if y'all was familiar because he was so different than y'all. Cheerleader.
That's how it happened. He'll tell you the same story. I've been knowing Mystikal since I was in the 6th grade. We went to Green together. He was in the 8th grade. So he's 2 years older than me, right? So when we got to Con, we in the 10, he in the like the 12, I think, at the time. Or whatever. He started rapping and it wasn't nothing major like challenging, nothing like that, but we always ribbed each other. We always had that type of relationship.
Right.
But when he came on the block and asked me about that diss shit, that was before he even signed with Big Boy. I tried to send him the Cash Money, actually. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So, so that's why I said when he came to Big Boy, it was never mentioned to us as whatever, like it's a rivalry. But he was like, but the y'all. I mean, I think he said never gonna bow, and that did
never
it for
gonna bow,
y'all
right?
when he did that. But it was just more like, now I'm gonna give you another side of that. See, y'all took it a certain kind of way, but this how it was going in the house, like me inside there. They was separating us already. They was like, this the boot camp clique and y'all a bounce squad. So Mystikal was like trying to, at the time, make it known even with us. Even with us, like y'all do that bounce. They had G Slim, they had the Black Menace, they had Mystikal. That became the boot camp clique, and it was like outing us like, see, y'all on the bounce shit, that ain't real music. So the disrespect wasn't just to y'all. We was a little bad, like, like y'all trying to diss the bounce, cut straight through the bounce market.
But see, like what I'm saying with the story, when he came at me telling me he was going to diss us, and that's what he wanted to do.
Official.
That made it official. You know what I'm saying?
But I'm just saying, like, I can understand why you feel that way because he told you that. But I'm saying on the other, like in the camp, it was divided amongst us.
I got you.
Think about it. You never heard of Partners in Crime and Mystikal song.
For real, dog.
Ever. And we both was kind of hot and booming, but we never worked together. Like, you know what I'm saying?
But Mystikal wasn't, in my eyes, Mystikal wasn't never what y'all was to be Big Boy, dog. He probably was right under y'all, you know what I'm saying? Right under there, but y'all, nothing wasn't touching y'all over there, dog.
He was an opening act for us when we came aboard. And this not no disrespect to Mystikal. I love Mystikal to death, my brother, bro. You know what I'm saying? Mystikal have returned the favor. Mystikal used to open up for us. He was our opening act because he was new to Big Boy. If you look at it, like in our tape, Mystikal's song come on at the end. If people look at the video, Let the Good Times Roll, Mystikal and that bitch jumping and flipping and you know what I'm saying? So he was like, we was already on and doing and he was like an artist that they were trying to put on at the time. But we was telling Chuck, this nigga cold. Because we watching him open up for us and looking like, well, he getting them. Like they starting to whine in on him. But Chuck was like, your sales ain't saying that. You know what I'm saying? Because he was judging off of the impact of how we could put a music out and he didn't have to put a lot of money behind it and he was getting a return on it.
Yeah, you really had to market Mystikal. Mystikal had to be marketed right to be accepted by New Orleans. You know what I'm
saying? Yeah, coming through the sound of New Orleans. So if you didn't have a certain little thing with it, they just wasn't checking for you properly. So Mystikal had to go through that. And that's where his animosity was at. So his animosity was like, and I cut straight because he feeling like niggas had counted me out. So in a lot of these songs, it was almost like he was not just talking to UNLV, he was talking to Partners in Crime, Chuck, everybody that had doubt in him. And I cut straight through the bounce market. He was trying to let niggas know, boy, I did what I had to do, and I ain't even do that bounce shit. That's why he was like, never going back. I ain't doing none of that. And so I'm just letting you know the other side of what was going on too. Even though he said that to y'all, that probably played a part as well. But it was a lot other shit going on in the camp that was making him feel a certain kind of way that he had to prove himself to be like y'all almost like canceled me and didn't want to fuck with me. And look what I did, even though y'all was saying bounce was ruling. You know what I'm saying? So I just thought we should share that because I don't think that I be hearing the story and I'm like, well, I ain't never hear that other side that y'all be saying. Not saying that you was lying because I know y'all went to school together. It just was like Mystikal never brought that to us. And said, you know, anything like that, you know. So
hey, let me ask you, what was Chuck opinion on y'all? You know, I mean, even though our shit was real, it was business to him. I'm pretty sure, like it was business to Baby. What was his intake on the beef y'all had with us? Did
Oh,
he
he
ever
was
talk like, man,
Chuck,
y'all
like
chill that shit somebody
you,
get
you,
hurt or
you
whatever?
know on No Rap Cat podcast they call me Mr. Meana the instigator. Well,
Yeah.
that's what Chuck was. Chuck was an instigator. He was like a dude with money that just was like, that's what y'all want to do. You got the little goofy laugh. Let's do
Yeah.
it. Like, and he'd be like, these niggas crazy, tripping. And I
Yeah.
think at the end of the day, he saw the money, the revenue. He was a little concerned with losing his investment, like if one of us to get hurt. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The same way I think Baby felt like, man, don't play with my audience. Like, I done heard gangsters speak on that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
B
man,
used to take it. B used to take it. Oh, on a playful level at a certain extent, but sometimes he'll be like, man, y'all chill out with that. I don't want to see this and see that. You know what I'm
right.
saying? So I can't say that he wasn't indulging in it, because like you say, he was roebucking and shit too. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But
Y'all gonna
them
let them
niggas
boys
styles
say
be
that? Y'all gonna let them boys say, bruh, people used to be, I got relatives, nigga. And when my relatives want to drive me, y'all must have had a skit on y'all shit where y'all was like answering questions. Cause we started doing skits about each other and everything.
yeah,
Y'all
yeah,
must have did a skit. Where's Earhart and Claiborne? Like y'all
yeah.
like ribbon,
Y'all
like
was
it was
on
like a little
tech
talk
yo.
show
Y'all was on
or
tech
something
yo.
like that. Like a nigga asking questions and there's a talk
Right.
show. And listen, my cousin and them dying laughing on that bitch. Man, they got y'all on this one. I said, man, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? So it was a back and forth thing, but it was all love. What I
Yeah.
wanted to say is this. I wanted to bring this to you to your attention too. Now
All
you
right.
spoke, you say maybe in your mind that the beef might have came from fuck.
That bitch up fruit. All right.
All right, yeah. The beef might have came from uh you used to mess with my partner third baby mama, right? And I'm
Right.
looking
Right.
like, so I wanted to break that little part down. Bro, we real people like that. Meaning like if
That's
third would have
us, bro. We do the same
yeah,
thing.
if third would have gotten his feelings about that, we'd have been like, man, that girl chose him. Like, nigga,
Say dog, but
we real niggas
nigga,
behind
baby
that.
mama, I can't say we used to take it that far. We used to
But
rip the
see,
shit
you wasn't
out of
our
about a
partner.
female.
You wasn't our partner. So now, if our partner would have got on our partner, baby mom, that's different. But
Gotcha.
with, with, with
Yeah,
it being
yeah,
like an
yeah,
outside dude, man, you better chill.
yeah.
She chose him. He ain't
Right,
rape her. You know what I'm saying? So would have been like, man, you ain't your
right.
feeling behind that. Boy, I bet you like y'all doing this on her. Like, you know what I'm saying? We would have been ribbing
Man,
more than
bless third soul, man.
yeah,
That man
hey,
been
rest in
done,
peace.
man.
That
This
was
is
my
a real
dude,
nigga,
bro.
dog.
But I'm just saying, like, that's the kind of friends we was. We would have. So I wanted you to know the beef came exactly from what we felt like it came from. Like what I'm telling you when y'all did the little you bragging to your boy about the truths and vows and all that or whatever.
Yeah.
That little part, like in Pertinent, all that made us say, man, we gotta come up with a definition. We gotta change the name. Like I'm telling you, bro, nigga think on you when they trying to win on you. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
bro.
So
Right.
that's how I went on. I couldn't sleep on y'all on that. Y'all had wounded a nigga so bad from doing it because I felt set up. And you got to look at it from my perspective of being my shoe on that. If a nigga invited you to come open up for somebody, you come do it, and then you feel like even if y'all directly felt like y'all was dissing us, that's how we took it. So if you was to
Right.
put yourself in my shoes and be like, damn, PNC asked us to come open up, we can't open up
Man,
from
shit
then them
on
boys
you.
went
Yeah.
off on us. Yeah, it was like it's on, and it was almost like that's why it
That
went
fight
far as
couldn't
it
be
went
put
with them.
out. I feel you. I
Yeah,
feel you.
so I just wanted you to know the reason why, and it sounded like it was just a big misunderstanding, bro. Like when you
Yeah.
think about the whole thing, it sounded
Bro.
like y'all felt a certain way about why we was doing it, and we felt like it was a certain way why y'all was doing it. But was Baby in y'all ear when we didn't sign? Because Baby was calling me, asking me what y'all gonna do. What y'all gonna do? I'm like, we ain't gonna fuck with
Nah,
it.
we never knew nothing. Man, we never knew nothing about them trying to get y'all to sign. All we knew that they asked us to audition y'all.
Audition y'all. And
They
that's
ain't
probably
never
what he
tell us
did
nothing about
did
that,
to
bro.
y'all. You like, come tell me how y'all feel about because we had the same thing. Like if I tell you that I don't use that word audition, but a nigga asked us the same thing when Mystikal came in and man, come check him out, tell me what y'all think. He wasn't like he didn't say come audition, he said come check him out, see what y'all think about this artist. We come in there, Mystikal blew
They
us
didn't
away.
do. They didn't use the word. It was like auditioning. Tell us what y'all. Tell us what's happening with these boys. We never knew they heard y'all nothing. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah. But like, but you remember they was doing the Big Easy thing over the Cash Money Fridays
Yeah,
over
I
at the
remember
Big
that.
Easy. So
I
that's what
remember
I'm
that.
saying. Baby and them wasn't in there as much. They'll come and dip in and out. But your boy was the host, Big Heavy.
Okay.
So
I
Big
remember
Heavy
having
was
been in there a lot too.
yeah. So Big Heavy was the host on the mic, kind of like and he
And that
saw
dude
that we was with.
Wiz, remember him? What happened to that dude Wiz, man? Y'all kind of look alike. Y'all kind of favor Lil. But
Who?
Wiz used to be in nothing. Used to be polo down all the time, the polo tie, be rapping and hosting sometimes.
What his name
His
is?
name was Wiz. You don't remember
I,
him?
I
I
can't
thought
put
you
no
knew that
face to
dude
that.
good. I thought you probably knew him good because y'all used to be in that bitch a lot.
Yeah, we used to be in it. That was like our little that was like the little melting pot for me and Kango. I was in
Right,
the mic. I
right.
used to get on the mic after y'all. Y'all probably used to be coming in and leaving, but y'all used to be at the Club 49 back then. It was
Yeah,
mainly like you. I used to see Tech as much. I seen Yella in there, so Soldier Slim. Like a couple of niggas
yeah,
that came in there, grabbed a mic, did their thing, and they keep it moving. Y'all wasn't hanging.
right,
But I go
right.
in there hanging, then get on the mic after. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all
Gotcha.
was the name already, like, you know what I'm saying? So, but the
Mm-hmm.
Big Easy became like the melting pot spot for us, where me and Kango got it in and kind of got our name known, like, you know what I'm saying, for who we was to come. So, but I'm
Hey,
glad we had this talk, bro.
yeah, dog, yeah, hell yeah. Say, bro, what made y'all add prime time to y'all group?
Well, this what happened. See, I know all that go. Where you thinking is
No,
UNLV thing, right?
I ain't saying. I mean, that back then we thought, of course, y'all was
Well,
trying, bro.
let me let you know how that went. In
All this for
'94,
clarification, man.
I went to Southern. I went to college because rap was secondary to me. That wasn't my primary thing. That was a
Right.
thing I did just to try to get some girls or more girls or whatever may be the case. I wasn't doing it to be rich because nobody had made really no real money with rap, like to make me want to pursue rap for a career, right? So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
went to Southern in '94. So I go to Southern, and then I was struggling up there because I didn't have no money, right? I'm on campus, don't really got no money. So I come home one day to a block party and can't go in there. Kango at the block party in Holly Grove. Kango's like, yeah, what's up, bitch? I'm like, what's up? He said, how you doing in school? I'm like, man, I'm struggling out there, bitch. I ain't got no money. He whip out a wad of money and give me $1,000 and say, here, put this in your pocket. I said, man, I'm about
Bro.
to come home. So in the mix of me coming home, they had already recorded a song, which is Thank You, Miss Lily. I'm not on that song.
Who
That's
can't
Prime and
go in
Kango.
prime time recorded that?
They recorded that on their own. So a little female I was talking to, she was like, I think they're trying to do an album without you. I'm like, how they gonna do an album without me? And I created the name. I said, shit,
Mm-hmm.
I'm coming home. I'm coming home because first of all, I need money. And the school shit is a struggle, and I need to get back to music. Because I'm looking like whatever Kango and them doing down there, they get
It
niggas
worked.
giving them some money. So I came home, and then when I got there, Prime was like, man, I'll do a fucking offer Kango. This the only song we recorded. I was like, man, listen, bro, I ain't no selfish nigga. I like your style. Like you got another little
Yeah, you was
element to
dope.
it.
You was dope.
You
Hell,
a street nigga and you got another little element. Yeah, come on, bro. And that's Kango first cousin. You know what I'm
damn, I
saying?
ain't know that. I
Yeah,
ain't know that.
their mom and sister, their mamas and sisters.
Wow.
Prime
Okay.
mama and Kango mama is sisters. So that's their first cousin. So I was like, yeah, Earless, you can go ahead and, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
we could do three. That's why we came out with PNC 3, because we
Okay.
added him then when I came back from
So
college. That
that's
was
how
the
that
College World.
happened. All right. I was
Yeah,
wondering
yeah.
how. I mean, back then we was thinking y'all just done that because we had another member, but
It's
this
funny
for
how it went,
clarification.
bro, but I swear to
That's why we
God, bro.
talking now. You
I
understand?
mean, like I'm a nigga that's so prided on shit that I would, if I'd even thought y'all was thinking, I'd have been like, Prime, you can't be in the group. You could do
Yeah.
some features, but we can't add you to the group because I don't want them boys thinking we trying. That's the kind of dude I was. So they go to show you that my mind wasn't really on.
I ain't gonna wow.
No, I'm just being honest. Like that's
Yeah, I know, I
I'm a
know, I
different dude
know.
today, but back then I was the type of dude that I worried about what people said or felt.
Yeah,
So I'll
yeah.
be like, man, I don't want them niggas to think we trying to do what they doing.
Uh-huh.
So Prime, you can get on a few songs, but you can't be in the group. You see what I'm saying? And
Thanks.
it'd have been like that. So, but that's how Prime got added to the group from, just doing a song like this style. You can stay, bro. I got enough money for everybody. Let's get it.
Shit, bro. Personally, I feel we're similar. We are a similar group because of the similarities. But we better because our versatility, simply because we known as a gangster group. But our versatility allow us to make songs like, Little Miss High Pants, oh, No Info, R.I.P. We got range with our shit. That's the difference I see between UNLV and PNC. You know
Man,
what
listen,
I'm saying?
bro.
But
You put a song. You. I'm glad you said that. I like you to say that. I like, and you're supposed to feel like where you feel, right? But let me tell
facts.
you something. It's like a versus right now, bro. You put a beat on. I've been telling you. I said, look, let's do a Part of the Crime UNLV song. Let's get together because our bigger songs were bounce songs, but we bigger than bounce, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, can't go do all kind of other shit. I can rap, bro. Like I really can get on a song with anybody and ball with them on any level. Ask anybody I did a feature with, they'd be surprised. They'd be like, "Damn, man, I didn't know you really come like that."
I
I'm like,
know your feel. I don't take
I
nothing
was
from
hip
y'all.
hop before bounce, like you know what I'm saying. So it's just that the bounce was the bigger songs for us, like you know what I'm saying. Like so we just went with what works for us instead of going against the grain and trying to
Okay.
force
Yeah,
the
see, now,
try to
yeah, that
piece
makes sense
ourselves.
because we always, what to this day, we gonna go against the grain instead of going with it.
Yeah,
That's
we
just us.
just saw what was
You know what I'm
working for
saying?
us, and we were like, man, people like, cause you know, think about it, y'all. We had score the Peter bag, score the powder bag. We had songs
Yeah,
talking
y'all had
about
some gangster
some
shit. Y'all
real
had some
street
gangster
shit
shit.
too. You know, give me some heroin. It was like that's not considered bounce, but they put us in a bounce category. No matter what, it's not
Yeah.
a bounce beat.
You can't
Let the
help
good
what
times,
you
let
can't
the good
help how
times
you
roll.
categorize sometimes.
Let the good times roll. It's not a bounce song, bro.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? So when you start putting it in the level of like, look, we had a range too. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like we was just like they just the bigger songs was those bounce songs. That's like reason why y'all get switched to bounce a little bit more than like this street because some of the biggest songs like y'all had the bounce elements to it. Even though I liked the other shit way better. But the bounce songs is the ones like the Dragon from the River with the yeah, like the little. Even though they ain't a bounce song, they got a bounce swag to it. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
So those songs was big. Talk some more shit about another bitch. All that was supposed to be gangster, but it was kind of in the same realm of bounce.
Yeah, you can't help what he categorized
Where
it,
they
what he put it.
categorize it at, but you still, the shit you was talking about wasn't really like on no
Right.
bounce type shit. It was real life shit. So
Bro.
people kind of like you know, and y'all was known for what y'all was known for. I looked at y'all as gangster rap, but when y'all added yellow and yellow came up element of it, bow, 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 all
Yeah.
that, you know what I'm saying? Like, that shit had
Advancing,
became
yeah.
like dance. Like it wasn't like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, like, it was just making street niggas get with it. So
Yeah.
that was another element, and that was a good element that y'all added, just like we added a street element to ours, which was prime.
Gotcha. Yeah.
You see,
I'm
y'all
back.
added a bounce element to what y'all was doing that made it more dance a little, made some of y'all
Mm-hmm.
songs hop a different way. And we added a street dude that talked certain kind of street shit that gave us another edge. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Right.
that's how I view it, bro. That's my vision on it. But you know, you gotta I feel like you feel like you the better, we feel like we the better,
Supposed to, though.
supposed
If
to, you know
you
what I'm
ain't
saying?
got confidence, my nigga, you ain't got shit, dog. Point blank. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And
And
these
it,
young artists need to know you ain't gotta walk around cocky. I ain't saying that, but you gotta have confidence in yourself, man.
right,
You
you
know what
gotta
I'm saying? You
believe
gotta
that.
want to be the best to be the best. You
Right,
know what I'm
right,
saying?
right,
But say, Meana, you remind me a lot of myself. You know, though there's no leaders in each one of our respectable group. You know what I'm saying? I said you remind me of me because it's obvious we was the underdog of our group, but
right,
yet we always was the mastermind, and we know how to play our role. You know
right,
what I'm saying? Because you gotta give them Kango and Tech and Yellow and Prime. Them niggas cold lyrically.
right,
I feel I could get on that. I feel you could get on that level. But at the
right,
end of the day, the people might not feel that. You know what I'm saying? And
right,
that's
right.
okay. But
I know,
what I'm saying, you remind me of me because I felt and I know I'm not the leader of UNLV, never claimed to be, but I always was the glue, bro. You know what I'm
right.
saying? And without
See,
that glue, you will have nothing, man.
right. See, y'all more close in age. Me and Kango like 4 years apart. So Kango wasn't really my partner. Like he was more
Yeah.
like I was more like a big brother mentor to him, and that's what made my role fall into the level of what it was. It was more like, if I'm 19, Kango 15 years old. So me and Kango wasn't really hanging like that. It was more like, listen, bro. Like when I first met Kango, Kango was hustling, brother, and I was like, listen, bro, I be winning these gong shows. I won $500. I see you work at Reed's Meat Market, whatever that little check is. Look, how much you making off that? Listen, bro, stop doing that, and I give you half of the money that I got from this, like from this gong show shit I'm winning. If I put
Mm-hmm.
you in it, I give you half of it. He was like, fucking right, I ain't gonna hustle no more. I was more like a big brother to him on
Yeah.
that level. But when I
A
first
real
met him,
OG ton. A real OG. Yeah.
yeah. So when I met him, I'm like, this little motherfucker talented, like you know what I'm saying? Because he had the
Yeah. Yeah.
harmony, he was just jamming, he had he was dancing and singing. I'm like, that look
Yeah.
nice. I know talent when I hear it. So I was like, bro, and I never try to make people compare. I'd be like, bro, when I first heard dude, I said, well, my know-how and his talent, we going somewhere. You see what I'm saying? So I was always a dude that had vision and I always had a ear for music and what need to be and what don't need to be. So that was the difference in us. Y'all was like more close in age, but I had to lead in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Because Kango was young and he just didn't know, and I was a little older, so I had to take on directly a more leader role for us to get us to where we was going. I was counting royalties early. Do you remember this incident y'all had, bro? And I don't know if you can remember, but I remember it clear. We was in one of them hotels. I think we was in Lafayette, and we at first we was at odds a little bit when we was because it was at Club Strawberries, and I think we was at odds at first because Yellow was booting me up. Yellow had a certain kind of attitude, and I think we had that red dude complex, both of us.
Both of
So
y'all, for real,
yeah,
for
so
real.
Yellow was giving me a little boot, and I'm looking like whatever, whatever. So we was at a hotel, but the hotel was like them kick door hotels, where it's like a balcony outside. The kick door where the street right outside from there.
Ain't
So we
no
all
no
hanging out there,
inside,
and then
nothing.
we walk out there, and y'all was like, "Say, bro, you know, we all on the post on a balcony together. Say, bro, how much y'all got for this show?" We kind of said it. Y'all was like, "Yeah, bro, I thought so, dog." Like we had that was like a mutual little talk that we had. It was a small little section of just asking like, "What y'all got for that show? What y'all charge for?" I don't know what y'all
What
was
year
trying
it
to.
was in? Because I probably was in the hospital or somewhere, dog.
No,
What
you
year?
was. It was all three of y'all.
It was
That
all
day,
three of us?
it was all three. It was at Strawberries, and it was like
I
that.
don't remember being at Strawberry with y'all, though. Never.
Well, I know I could have sworn you was there because I thought it was all three of y'all out there. And you ain't never been at Strawberry because
Not with PNC,
Baby and Slim
never.
was there.
Never.
Baby and Slim was there. So you been at Strawberries, right?
Yeah, many times. We had a show
So
with
you don't
Pocket
remember?
Strawberries,
So
man.
you remember we was doing a lot of shows on the same ticket.
Yeah, I
Like
remember,
they were
y'all
put.
go there, we'll go there, but I never remember doing a show in Strawberry with y'all. I
Yeah,
thought that would have been
this was.
exclusive or something, that's how I don't remember it.
It probably was, but yeah, I'm telling you, but yeah, you was tripping hard around this time.
I
That's
know, dog, I know, bro. I
you
know,
was,
dog. That's what
you
I'm
know.
saying. If I was that, dog, I probably was all my time. I had to go get my money. Soon we come back and show nigga to put me right back up in the fucking hospital somewhere, dog.
Right, yeah,
For
because I
real.
knew you was going through your little ups at that time because it was off and on. It'd be like y'all
Yeah.
back, y'all not here, y'all back, y'all not here. So I remember that you was going through that, but this particular day y'all was out there was all three because it was. I remember we was like, damn, that was like a cool moment because it was like for a second we didn't
Yeah.
have beef for a second.
Man, I would have remembered that,
It's
dog.
like
I'm
we
pretty
wanted
sure.
to
I mean,
understand it. How much y'all charge for that, bro? Like not to get in your business. We said it. Y'all was like, I figured that. Da 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 da. And we just went our own way. It was almost like for that little second. And when we went back in our room, we talked about it. We were like, damn, dog, that was like a little civilized little moment for us without no rah, no beef. Like,
yeah,
finally was like as artists trying to be on one accord. You
right.
see what I'm saying? That was like a minute of that, but that was special to us in our own way because we was like, man, maybe they all right. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
for a split second,
I got
you
you.
felt like maybe UNLV all right. It ain't as bad as. So that's when we started looking at, oh, that got to be Babe and them that's pushing this shit up because
Yeah,
them don't seem to have that much of real beef with us to have
right.
that to ask the question that they asked, and it was like we was on one accord, and we like I figured that it was cool, and we just went our own way. It was no more words said, nothing else. But see, I remember so much, bro, because I wasn't smoking weed, wasn't drinking. All them
All right.
coming around that time, I wasn't on no drugs, bro. Like nothing. I had never smoked no. I started smoking weed at 26 years old. I was a
Dang,
late bloomer.
I ain't never knew that, dog.
Yeah, so I wasn't smoking weed. I wasn't on nothing like that. So
Man.
that was like a raw me. Like that just was a raw version of who I was. Real, some on some levels, real immature, real stupid.
Well, you a hell of a nigga, being a dog, for real, dog.
But
Last shit, bro. The funny part, the last artist that I respected that told me something like that was Mac, dog. Mac told me never drink or something. Let that boy cut my head and nigga fuck me up.
yeah, Mac.
That
I
nigga
kind
cut
of
me
knew
up,
Mac a
dog.
little
Like,
bit, so I knew.
said, bro, I've been smoking. Honestly, I've been smoking since I was like 11, dog, some shit like that. But like, I never misused it.
Right, your voice gone out.
It's froze again. Man, let's get that third verse, dog. That third part. This is the end.
All right, brother.
All right. Hey.